does it?
Oh, what is up guys? Chart's back for another video, and today we're going to be covering how EDP's documentary lit up our boy JiDion once more, bro. So yes, this is the first time that we're going to be covering somebody over again because they're in the news. They actually deserve it. Holy fuck. Okay, if you guys have been living under a rock, the new Clum documentary on EDP445 has a girl in there that accuses JiDion of encouraging her to talk to a PDF file known as EDP445. He literally has an entire laundry list of fucking accusations to throw out at everybody, like this bitch is Oprah, bro. Fucking you get an allegation, FaZe even gets an allegation. What? Let's get into this, bro.
I received an Instagram DM from EDP445, otherwise known as Bryant. I first replied to EDP because I always reply to anyone who messages me. And I didn't know who he was, but I freaked out because he told me he was suicidal. And sooner rather than later, he started sending very flirtatious messages.
You're gonna tell me that this guy was fucking suicide baiting a little kid to get her to respond? Oh my god, dude.
How a real man does it, pinning you against the bed and taking your virginity.
A while later, JiDion added EDP into his Discord, filled with kids, for a Q&A. And then when I told people like in the server that EDP texted me, JiDion quickly knew about it because his manager told him. And I continued messaging him because it was very like encouraged for me to keep doing it. I didn't really want to, but I didn't want to disappoint anybody. Because he sent me videos saying that he was gonna shoot me and kill me if I ever said anything.
See, Kayla, don't mean to scare you, but now I have to fucking shoot your ass. I have to critically injure you and possibly put you in the fucking hospital. If not worse. Not only that, I have to kill everybody.
It was uncomfortable. Like there was days where I didn't even like want to leave my bed. And he was trying to fly me out to Vegas on my 16th birthday to give me, quote, birthday dick.
Oh, I sent her a video of myself fucking masturbating.
Bro, the fact that he feels like he's gotten away with it, so he is so confident and just fucking like basically admitting this shit is just outrageous, bro. The self-report is insane. I'm pretty sure that the statute of limitations still exists on this, by the way. So I don't know why he's just coming out and saying this for a documentary, but okay.
When EDP sent me photos that were very explicit of him, I felt very uncomfortable, but I didn't really know what to do because I felt like it was encouraged by everybody. And I don't know what they're gonna say, but don't believe it. Because I have proof. I'm just too scared to show the proof because JiDion has a big audience and I don't want them to attack me. But I could show some of the proof. Proof of him kind of encouraging it, proof of him.
Maybe she's sort of using the whole situation as leverage to boost her music career and such. So, you know, again, while she's technically, she's a victim, I think she's kind of using the whole situation as leverage to gain followers a little bit.
We have a bevy of allegations by this lady. She says that JiDion's a scam artist, he's being controlled by the Illuminati, he's friends with multiple PDFs. Then she also says that EDP is under investigation by the Department of Justice. He has a computer full of child explicit pictures, to put it nicely. She goes on to say a bunch of other stuff too, like EDP owns illegal firearms, has been victimizing another kid. Dude, and then also FaZe gets thrown in the mix. FaZe did not intervene Kayla from talking to EDP. A part of it at all? Was he there? Or are we just like throwing out his name for clicks? Like, what the fuck is going on here? How is FaZe involved? That's what I want to know, bro. How is FaZe involved in this shit?
I feel like I was a victim of EDP, but I think I was mainly a victim. This is gonna sound crazy, but mainly a victim of JiDion, in a way. I feel like for a long time I was his like little puppet.
In what way were you his puppet?
I feel like I was his puppet because I was just like kind of doing the things he demanded me to do. I feel like I am a victim of JiDion because he encouraged me to keep talking to a pedophile. Now, me personally, am I an opportunist? Yes, I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not harming anybody, and I don't think I was harming anybody. And especially when you're my age, if you're 16, people are gonna think that you're young and dumb. So you kind of have to be an opportunist. You have to make your own opportunities. You cannot be waiting for them. But this entire situation was not that at all.
Wondering why this was kind of cut up. I wanted to do something that showed her story from the documentary and then also, you know, show JiDion's story from it all condensed together. So that was her side, right? Let's get into JiDion's. But I do just want to throw out that the entire time the documentary was throwing it back to JiDion, who was actively disproving her claims and gave Mike Clum multiple recorded calls that also kind of like proved her wrong in a way. And with that statement that she added, you could try to be good faith and say, well, I understand where she was getting at with the whole like, yeah, you know, people are not going to trust you with content shit or whatever as a kid. So you got to put yourself out there and force yourself to be known as a whatever. But that, like, that's not good at all. So just want to throw in a clip of the documentary actively like giving information against what she's saying. So again, you have to take her with a grain of salt. She's not a great witness for everything. She seems very much like she wants to gain something from this, you know?
Single time we would talk to her, I would ask her if she's okay.
Are you sure you're good? Like, I want to make sure you're okay, because I know, like, this could be really, really... Are you sure you're good?
She was like, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. I want to get him arrested. I want to get him arrested.
I told JiDion every single time that EDP would send me dick pics, but he would never tell me to, like, block him or anything.
Now let's get into JiDion's side a little bit. We already know that this guy's a goofball that goes too far with shit, so I'm just curious to see if he's actually defensible or not. Let's get into this.
What's good, YouTube, man? So I want to address some claims that have been going on for a while, and I also want to address some claims that were made specifically from Kayla in the new Mike Clum documentary about EDP, and I want to give context and clear up things, but in no way do I want any hate to be sent towards Kayla. Even though there are lies being said about me, I wish nothing but the best for her, and I ask that none of you guys send any hate to her whatsoever at all. So what
I just gotta say, W JiDion for that. Nobody wants to send any hate anywhere, right? That's not the goal of this, bro. So like W JiDion, that's one thing she was worried about too, is that, oh my god, the fan base is gonna annihilate me.
So first, let's address the claim that EDP met Kayla from my Discord channel. She was a minor at the time, but now she is 19 years old. So let's address that.
How did she meet EDP445? Well, she was a huge fan of JiDion, and she was in his Discord server. EDP, after being invited by JiDion to his public server full of children, noticed her profile, found her Instagram connected to it, and messaged her.
Now, the reason why people believe that EDP met her through my Discord is because I was under the impression that's how it happened. The reason why I gladly took the blame for EDP meeting her through my Discord, because at the time, I truly believe that's how he found her. And
holy fuck, JiDion, you're looping so much. Get to your goddamn point, brother. You're looping, you're looping, you're looping, you're looping. I can say the same point over and over and over and over and over and over and over again too, and it doesn't fucking mean shit, bro. Just get to your actual goddamn fucking point, bro.
as it turns out, Kayla herself in the documentary stated that she had already been messaging EDP before I had even ever added him in my own Discord. EDP was added into my Discord server to do an interview on June 21st, and he was banned that same exact day because he never came up to actually do the interview because he wanted to get paid last minute. And even though I had 70,000 people in my live stream, I'm not gonna pay a pedophile to interview him. Either he wants to interview or he doesn't. So I was not about to pay that man. Here's the message log of all the things that he said in my Discord, and I know it's a lot of stuff, but yeah, so that's all he said in my Discord, and he was promptly banned that same exact day.
Good job, JiDion. You can confirm that you actually did ban this guy with kids in your server the same day. Golf clap for you, pal. Why was this guy in your server anyways? Couldn't you have just made a group chat for your little live stream? Why did it have to be inside of your server with so many children inside of there? That's a first huge mistake that you made. Regardless of if she found him through your Discord or not, that is still something that is so stupid, bro.
On June 23rd, that is the day that Kayla at least went public in my Discord server, telling people in the Discord that EDP was talking to her. She was saying, hey, is this the real EDP account? Because if it is, he just messaged me. Now, I know you guys are saying, JiDion, that says deleted user. How do you know that that's her? Well, we did a lot of digging through the Discord server, and this is some evidence to show that it's her because we have old screenshots and everything. But to fully show you that this deleted user is her, she actually posted a photo of her ID photo on the Discord server. She's the only one who alleges that EDP hit her up from my Discord server. Nobody else has ever came out saying that EDP hit them up from my Discord server.
That's a non-10 point, and you know it. It doesn't matter how great the odds are that it's just this rare, the 1 in 100,000, it doesn't matter, bro. The fact is that it still happened.
So one of the members in my Discord said, send a screenshot. And for some reason, Kayla says, I'll send one real zoomed in for you. And she zooms it in only on the sup that he said. And to show that this really is him, when she showed us the messages, as you guys can see, EDP said sup. Now, I am going to be real. I do not 100% know if anything was said before that sup. I am going to go off of her word. I do find it a little weird that she zoomed in on that sup when someone asked for a screenshot. Now, when she first went public in my Discord server about talking to EDP, random members in my server were telling her to block him, telling her to get away, report him, and just telling her to just stop being in contact with him because he's a predator. And every time somebody would tell her something about stop communicating with him, she never replied to those comments.
This just goes to show, like, how is the rest of that laundry list doing after both of these things, credit where credit's due, JiDion kind of just disproved with messages. She wasn't pressured into it. She was pressured out of it. And, like, look, I think that it's fucked up that she was talking to EDP in general. And, like, maybe there was, like, some sort of, like, mental pressure for her personally to keep on doing this for this fucking JiDion guy to get him gone finally, because JiDion's the EDP watch guy, right? So, like, maybe, but at the end of the day, bro, you can't just be saying this crazy shit when there's evidence against you.
Now, fast forward to when I found out about this whole situation. When I first got on the call with her, I let her know I didn't feel comfortable with her talking with a predator, with her being underage. So I came up with some clever ideas to where we could switch off and I could take over communication and she wouldn't have to. Here's one of those examples that I gave her. Maybe we could say something like, hey, my parents switched providers and I couldn't get my number, so this is my new one. And then it'd be a number that we could text through. And granted, in that call, she did agree that that was a good idea, but she never gave over the communication to me nor Skeeter.
I mean, that's kind of honestly a W fucking defense, JiDion. You're like, look, bro, I want to take over the conversations. I don't want you to talk to this guy. This guy's absolutely insane. You don't want to talk to him either, okay? Let me do it, okay? And then we'll go forward with the actual investigation, and then we could get this guy for real. That is probably the smartest thing I've ever heard JiDion say in his entire life. And I just gotta say that, you know what? Maybe he isn't the Disney villain in this situation, bro. Maybe he's not. But anyways, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like and all that stuff if you liked it. Sorry for the longer video. Just a crazy situation, right? But anyways, see you later, alligator.